Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here, and finally I have the opportunity to watch Deadpool and Wolverine. I waited several weeks to do so because I was busy. Every time I wanted to go, every time that I had the opportunity to do so, there was something that came up and I didn't get the opportunity. I wanted to go by myself. I wanted to soak in the experience. I wanted to watch it for myself. I try to stay away from reviewers online nowadays because everyone has an opinion. And sometimes, you know, those opinions are, of course, biased based on personal experiences. I wanted to experience it for myself. Talking about the good stuff that I enjoyed about the film, I would say that Ryan Reynolds has really sold that idea of that he is the Deadpool. People don't think of Deadpool nowadays without thinking about Ryan Reynolds. And the same can be said about Hugh Jackman as the Wolverine. To me, having these two personas coming together in this team up was definitely a dream come true. I enjoy the interaction, the banter that exists between them. This movie has heart. From the get-go, of course, there's a lot of jokes, there's a lot of comedy, there's a lot of violence, there's some action scenes, and it gives you everything you want. The nerdgasm here is amazing. And I was really have a big smile throughout the film, even in the most hilarious moments. In some of the most, I would say, not the best moments, or in the sense that some of those very inappropriate moments, but I have this big smile because, again, this film is geared towards the fan. Now, another thing that I really enjoy about this film, besides, of course, all the action, which is amazing, all the cameos, all the Easter eggs, the different costumes of, Wolverine is wearing a lot of great costumes. Having a lot of these actors who are reprising the role from some of the most iconic films from the early years of Marvel movies, where we have, for example, Wesley Snipes portraying, reprising the role of Blade, which is an amazing thing. I was thinking that he couldn't pull it off, but he pulled it off. He was there, of course, seeing Jennifer Gardner as Elektra, and seeing all these people coming back, even Chris Evans portraying Johnny Storm for the Fantastic Four. I was blown away by it. I was blown away. Of course, also have Daphne Keane as Laura from X-23. One person that I was surprised to see was Channing Tatum. I never thought Channing would be such a great Gambit, but I'm telling you now, in this film, he portrayed Remy LeBeau. Really, the way even the accent, which is fun, it sounds so ridiculous, but at the same time so good. And he in costume, that it's classic Gambit costume. I'm telling you, is something that is going to steal your heart. If you haven't watched the film, it's going to steal your heart. If you already did, you know it steals the heart. It's really good, to the point that I'm thinking, man, I would have loved to see him portraying the character at some point. The battles were great. Now, there's a lot of blood, there's a lot of gore, so if you're not into that kind of thing, you're not going to enjoy it. One thing that I would say that I really enjoy about this one is because, of course, it's kind of followed the same trend that the MCU has been doing with the, in this case, with the multiverse. But in this film, it makes sense. Sometimes in some of the most recent films, and actually the movie makes fun of it, they haven't really been good at it. In this film, it makes sense. The way they're playing it, the way they're explaining it, they make it in layman terms for everyone to understand. It makes it simple and at the time understandable. All right, now it's time to talk about the bad. For some people, definitely the language would be a problem. There is heavy language here. Pervasive language at times. There's a lot of sexual innuendo, but it's extreme, even more extreme if you compare it to the original film, the first film, the second film. Having Hugh Jackman actually cussing like a sailor here, for some people might be something that they might not like. Although I would say, keeping things in perspective, Wolverine is a tough guy that is, unfortunately, was tamed for so long. The guy has adamantium claws, and he's a killer machine. He is not your average hero. He's an anti-hero. He's always been an anti-hero. And being so tame in the film, the first films, of course, we have seen an evolution of him. Logan perhaps was the best film ever. But this film really takes some of that and dials it up. The guy's cussing like a sailor. And so people may have a problem with that. Again, this is not a film for children. The bloodiness here sometimes is so hilarious. The violence and the gore, some people cannot stomach that. And I'm not faulting the film for following that trend, because it's something that Deadpool has been doing since the beginning, since the introduction of Deadpool. So it's not something new here. Of course, it's dialed up. It's even more. It's more gruesome than before. But yeah, if you're not really into that, if you don't want to see heads explode and all that and blood everywhere, then definitely this is not for you. I would say the biggest flaw in the film, or the thing that hurts the film the most, is the lack of a powerful villain. Now, the film has technically two villains. One is Mr. Paradox, who is part of the TVA. And he is more of a guy that's trying to manipulate situations here. I'm giving you a lot of spoilers here, but hey, you know, I'm sure that some of you have already watched the film. And I never saw him as a true villain per se. Yes, the guy is confused perhaps. He wants to do the things that he thinks are the best thing to do. But he never has the presence to consider him a threat. I don't think he was a threat at all. Now, the threat in the film, I would say, will be Cassandra Nova, who is a twin sister of Charles Xavier in the comics. But there's some sort of redemption story at some point where I feel that she's going to change her ways, and ultimately she goes the bad way. But I would say that those two combined, even though there's two presences here, they never make the story more impactful, or you felt that there was more of a threat in the story. And at the end of the day, they're just simply tools to bring the narrative, what the writers wanted to do, which at the end of the day is just to bring Wolverine and Deadpool together. So Deadpool wants to save his world, his timeline, his universe, the people he loves. You know, Wolverine is totally like, technically he messed up completely. He has no one to save, and he just at the, you know, rock bottom, you know, and all these forgotten heroes are coming here to help because they're all part of the void. They're all narrative tools in order just to have these guys together, which I don't mind. I'm telling you, I don't mind. But yeah, that's something that the Marvel as a whole, Marvel Universe, all the Marvel, the MCU have suffered a lot, is the lack of those villains that can really, in the end of the day, will exalt or lift up those heroes. Now, coming to the conclusion of this video, I'm telling you, I did enjoy the film. Is it better than the previous films in the Deadpool saga? I wouldn't say that is the case. I did enjoy it more than the second one. I will tell you this. The first one I think is better. But, you know, each film has had something good to share and something good to give. Seems that they're gonna continue milking this because the money they're making is amazing. There's so many things, cameos, many people who came back, you know, to reprise their roles in so many aspects. That was great. All the, you know, the Easter eggs for comic book fans. Even Liefeld has an opportunity to shine. The film really knows what it's doing. You know, the studio, the actors, the directors, everyone involved here, they know what they're doing. They held no punches. They actually punched Marvel several times. Kick Fox so much, not even funny. But at the end of the day, it was enjoyable. I did have fun with it. Even with all the excesses that it has, I did enjoy the film. And I do recommend anyone, of course, you can stomach the blood and the gore and the heavy language and the profanity. I would say that this is a good film to enjoy. You know, if you have that tough skin, as I do, or at least I think I do. So I would give this film, in my opinion, you know, now that everything is said and done, I would say an 8 out of 10. I would say 8 is out of 10. With all the excesses, I enjoyed the film. I had fun with it. It's a film that I will watch again. You know, I had no issue. Some films I like watch it one time and I've said I'm done with it. I don't need to watch it again. But this film, I think I can give it another try just because I want to soak in more. I want to see, because I know there was so much stuff that was shown there, and a lot of Easter eggs, and I want to see them all. I want to really kind of dissect all that, and definitely it's paying homage to everything that came before it, prior to the MCU. And in my opinion, it's good. It's great. It's a good send-off for a lot of those franchises, a lot of these films that were great and really held Marvel when it needed the most. So, hey, you know, what is your opinion, my friends? What do you think about it? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? There's anything that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button to remind you of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are in the description. And please consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless. Take care. I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.